Wow. You know what? It's funny because 6 or 7 months ago, I made this comment, which started us all. I said, wow, why is Nuub being at it again? He never knows when to quit. And here we are, 6 or 7 months later, and wow, why is Nuub being at it again? And he never knows when to quit. Now, first of all, before we jump on his derogatory dark ass, let's go ahead and speak to Kenyana, or whatever her name is. Here's the thing about this. Are you really that stupid? Are you really that fucking stupid to believe that bullshit that he said? I really want to know. Come on, don't be scared. Don't be scared. Let me know. Are you really that stupid? Are you really that dumb to believe that whole bullshit story that he was talking about, how he was quote unquote playing with black indigo? Are you really that stupid? Let me go ahead and let you know what's going on. He decided to try to holler at Black Indigo. That's what happened. He decided to holler at her. And she said, no, thank you. And she gave very good reasons why. Very good reasons why. And he couldn't respect that, though. Because of the fact that he denied her, or she denied him, he got all derogatory in her face, nice and hard, to the point where she had to make a video out there, and she tried to be nice about it. She, made a little rap. Made it, nice and, stylish. Now, here's the problem with this. He's talking about how he was playing, right? He was playing, right? Well, here's the problem with that. One, she showed us the transcripts. Okay? She put your ass on blast. That's what she did. She showed all the text and everything that came with your whole conversation. Okay? And I was one of those guys who just happened to be subscribed to her at the time. I still am. And I saw everything, well, when she just put out a video at the time, but I saw everything that you wrote. And then I actually saw the videos that you put out, those small videos that you did to her. Most of them, of course, were through text. So, now I know what you're thinking, well, maybe that's wrong. Well, here's the thing about that. Here's the thing about that. Why is it that that's the story with you and every other woman? It's not just because of Black Indigo. There are many other women out there who you have tried to holler at, and they responded, no, thank you very much, but I'm good. And then you got all derogatory to the point where they had to make a video just so you can see how much they did not like you via a video. I mean, it's kind of sad that a woman has to, or anyone for that matter, has to produce something, have to take it to the next level in order to prove that they did not want to have anything to do with you. And then, what kind of man gets mad and all derogatory and speaks ill about a woman or anyone just because they denied him or they didn't like what they say? Now, am I lying about that? Well, maybe he doesn't do that. Well, that's funny because that's actually why we're actually making this video, aren't we? What am I talking about? Give me a second. I'll explain it. So, okay, first of all, I like your little nerd of the East thing. Now, it's interesting because what are you trying to say? That just because just because I don't agree with what you have to say, I don't know my own color? That's funny because ain't that like a nigga? Ain't that like a nigga? Because someone has more experience or because someone is more educated than you, I don't know my own color. Or I'm not black. Or black enough, or whatever. Just because I'm not struggling like you are, or I'm just assuming that you are, of course, I don't know. Ain't that like a nigga? And then, first of all, let's get an understanding. Because I wasn't trying to put you on blast. I was trying to get an understanding of exactly what the whole thing was about. And I was, of course, not being the one who's going to make up my own my own thoughts on it. If I don't know anything about it, I'm going to ask a couple of people. So yes, I did ask my then friend, now girlfriend, by the way, regarding the situation. But if you would actually, but then you actually came out and said that I don't know anything about it and I ain't asked you. Well, here's the problem with that. Because assuming that you can, of course, if you would have opened your eyes and read, you would have noticed at the description, it actually said that. Allow me to go ahead to the description and read it to you, since reading apparently isn't as fundamental as they say when it comes to you. It says, me and my lady's thoughts on some things that wise Nubian said. Please mind you that I do not hate nor judge. I just gave my opinion. In fact, I would love a response because I really would like to learn more about this. Now that's a quote. So yeah, right then and there was when I was asking you. But no, of course, you being the nigga that you are, didn't see that, apparently can't read, to the point where you just decided that to jump all over it. And on a video 3 months later that you already saw. That doesn't make any sense either that you did that, but whatever. Okay. Oh, and for the record, no, you can't take the video down. Go and learn something and find out why. I give you a clue, it has something to do with public forums. Now, anyway. Now, you said that that this whole polygamy thing is collectively beneficial to quote unquote your people. Now, I don't know how that makes any sense. Now, at first, I was like, the only way I can see that happening is actually letting someone live with you. But I'll be nice for now. Your wife. I'll be nice for now. Your wife said that she basically cut that off right there. She said, nope, that's not the case. Before I can even think about it, I was like, well, maybe it's the nope, because she already said, well, they be living in different houses. Well, that ends that one. So how is it that you're helping? That doesn't even make any sense. Now, I tell you what, though. You actually gave an interesting example at the end, too. You said that how'd you put it? I'm not going to let my man lay with no other woman or something like that. Let me see. I think I got a quote here from you. Oh, yeah, you said, I'm not going to let my man have any other woman. And you continued on. So if that's the case, I'll tell you what then. How about this? Because it seems to me it'd be more beneficial for you to actually have another man in your family than another woman. Why? Well, if you're speaking of, as I understand how it works here, if you would choose another man who was actually as financially stable as you say you are, then that shouldn't be a problem then. Between the both of you, you should be able to make sure that your queen has the utmost of everything and anything. And as a man, isn't that what's most important to you? I'm just saying, isn't that what's most important to you? That your queen has everything and everything. Not only that she needs, but she wants and desires. I know that my lady, I inspire to go ahead and make sure that she has everything that she wants and needs. I also make sure that I inspire to make sure that my children have everything they want and need. So I'm assuming that would be the same thing with you. And if it's not, well, poor chickie. At any rate, it just seems more productive. So if what you said is true about exactly everything you said, in your whole like rants, like 4 or 5 of them, then why not? It just seems like having another man in your household would be more beneficial. And I know the first thing you're going to do, because, you being a nigga like you are, is bring up gay, 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 gay. Well, no. It's not nothing to do with gay. Because, according to what you were saying, that even though you were going to be, quote unquote, having a relationship with this woman, there was no sex going to be involved. The only person you was going to be laying down with was your wife, your current wife. So, by chance, if you do make a response, and we know you're nigger enough to make a response, clear that part up. Let me understand that. Will you be laying down, or you be knocking boots with just your current wife, Kenyatta, or whatever? Or will you be laying down with Kenyatta and, will you be laying down with the other girl? Or laying down with both of them? So anyway, I'm just asking. You want me to ask questions? I'm asking questions. Now let's see. Now, last but not least, you said that that you never made her, that you never, let me see, how do I put this? You never said anything other than why I disrespected you by making the statements I made. Now let's go through this. The only thing that I said before you decided to make that whole video from the first time was, wow, wise Nubian is at it again. He never knows when to quit. How is that derogatory? Now, at the same time, your video, which was, by the way, less than 48 hours, was it? It was a 8 to 10 minute video, basically cutting down my experiences, race, and my children. So who threw the first stone? Who was being derogatory? Now, of course, you're going to say me, of course, because, I mean, isn't that an MO of a nigga? Not taking responsibility for his own actions? Anyway, I figured I'd go ahead and reply to the video since you wasn't man enough to send the reply. Anyway, pussy, I'm out.